I don't think they're really sure 100%, but a lot of it is that it's if they're content, they'll knead. If they need to be content, that is, if they're a little stressed, it's sort of a self-calming kind of a thing that they do, and they just kind of relaxes them and all that. To age an animal, generally just a general exam of what they look like, the way their body condition is, weird things like shape of their head or shape of their bodies, if there's gray on the muzzle, those kinds of things. The most common way to do it is to look at their teeth. In small animals, there's a pretty typical way that the permanent teeth come in, and that can kind of guide us. When you get past 6 months or so, it gets pretty subjective with if the diet or the lifestyle is pretty different, that you could have different outcomes with how you could age one. But you can kind of get pretty close up to 6 months, and then you can kind of big demographics like middle age, older and middle age, old, that kind of thing. In livestock, it can be almost an exact science. With cattle, up to 5 years is pretty good on a yearly basis. Horses, there's a really cool way that their teeth can look, that you can age them. As they get older, it gets a little bit more iffy, but teeth are pretty much the biggest, most consistent way to age animals. Hairballs are obviously just a collection of hair that animals swallow. Pretty much all animals get them, so mostly associated with cats because they groom so much. So every now and then they will kind of hack them up, and they'll give us a little bit of trouble and all that. So most of the time they do okay and they can pass it, and it's no big deal. If it gets to be a problem, there is some medicine that can help things pass through, and even things like fiber that can be added to the diet that can help. In extreme cases, they can cause blockages and all that, but that's pretty rare. But that's usually can be managed with a little bit of just simple medicine. Well, with springtime comes a lot of increased activity. Puppies and kittens and calves and kids and everything else are being born, and all that comes with that. So that kind of ramps things up around here. The other things, there's a lot of activity, and in the springtime, when people are more moving out and about and animals are moving out and about, we see more dogs and cats hit by cars and things like that. So you have to kind of be mindful of that. Disease processes like parvo and puppies, that it's because puppies are who get that, so there's more puppies there. The disease processes in the spring tend to, since there's more activity, disease spread can happen a little bit more, and diseases are probably a little bit more viable when the weather's nice. So we see a lot of that. Lyme disease, which we're getting to be, we are as endemic as the Northeast now, us in Virginia. So with that, the tick is the main vector for that. So with flea and tick protection, that helps a lot in the prevention of Lyme disease and other tick-borne diseases too. So, but with spring comes a lot of activity in a veterinary hospital, that's for sure.